Hello, and welcome to the Thematic Intelligence Podcast, a global data thematic intelligence. We track over 100 tech, industry, ESG, and macro themes impacting all major sectors. I'm Martina Raveni, and today I'm joined by Amna Mujahid, Senior Analyst in the Thematic team. Hi, Amna, how are you?
Hi, Martina. Thanks for having me on today.
Thanks for being here. You just published the Creator Economy Report, which is a very topical theme in these years where uploading content online is not just for fun anymore, but has transformed into a lucrative industry. So today I want to explore with you more this area of digital marketing and talk about the trends shaping the social media space. So my first question for you is, what is the creator economy?
Thanks, Martina. That's a great question. I think a lot of us know who influencers are. We probably follow a lot online and we probably spend hours scrolling on the internet. But the creator economy is a wider concept. The creator economy is an industry in which creators generate revenue from their digital content. So this started off as a few fringe individuals uploading content online and has now transformed into what you correctly identified into quite a lucrative industry. So you might remember the mid 2000s, a lot of creators putting stuff on YouTube that got a few hundred views. Some went viral, but really it wasn't an industry at that stage. A more formal definition of the industry that currently exists could be summarized as an industry in which creators can generate revenue from their content facilitated by digital platforms. That is, like the social media platforms you mentioned. Within the creator economy, influencer marketing is the main segment. It's the bit that people understand first, and it's the bit that generates the most revenue. This includes any marketing spend on the behalf of brands and businesses with creators. So the creators will distribute content via social media, and this will advertise for those businesses. And on the whole, global data predicts that the influencer marketing industry will reach $41 billion by the year 2030.
Thanks very much for the clarification. And now I would like to dig a bit the relation between the creator economy and the businesses involved. You just said that this team generate billions of revenue, but I was wondering which are the tangible benefits for the companies, for the businesses. So why is engaging with the creator economy important to businesses across sectors?
It's interesting. I think the impact on businesses of the creator economy has ramped up over the years. And what you're trying to figure out, like the tangible benefits, I think there's four top benefits for all businesses engaging in the creator economy. So the first one is greater return on their investment. For every advertising dollar that could have been put to traditional advertising, when working with influencers and creators, there's a greater return. The second benefit is tapping into those active communities that already exist on the internet. And that's where the greater return comes from. And finally, the last two things are that businesses can use pre-existing content, stuff that's already on the internet that they don't have to put a lot of labor and revenue into generating, and they can use it to expand their branding. And finally, they can capture this vast amount of data that exists on the internet from their users and potential customers. I say it's ramped up because in the past you might have thought of apparel companies engaging in influencer marketing and the creator economy, maybe getting their latest trend cycles out there in front of a lot of social media users. But now it's fast becoming a non-negotiable for all companies. You can see this in the marked increase of hiring for social media marketing and influencer management roles. No matter what industry you're in, your projection online can either make or break you. It can affect your reputation and, in the long term, your finances.
Now, I would like to ask you about the trends on social media. With trends, I'm thinking about, for example, the rise in short form content, or for example, with the AI boom at the moment, the AI generated content. So there are many trends out there. But in your opinion, what is the most important trend in the creator economy?
Yeah, you've identified some good ones there. I think the current topic is the AI content, especially with a lot of creators now using AI assistants to make their online content, to write their copy, which I think is a great efficiency booster. But actually, I'm going to steer the conversation in a bit of a different direction. For me, the most interesting trend within the creator economy is the growing regulation. So as the creator economy matures, it's becoming more of a career for many people, becoming an influencer or a creator, and businesses recognize it as a legitimate way to spend their advertising dollars. Um, as the industry matures, so does the regulation. You'll often see on the news stories of the harms of this new economy. So that can be from its psychological effects on users, its contribution to overconsumption, and even, and interestingly, an exacerbation of loneliness as physical communities are replaced by parasocial relationships. So there's a lot of impacts trending towards the negative. And that's not to downplay the freedoms and the creativity that this industry allows, but I think the regulation that will emerge to handle the adverse effects of the creator economy is perhaps the most exciting trend.
Do you think that the regulation is still behind or?
I think with most regulation, it's always slower.
Mhm.
It's more of a reflective process, and it takes a long time for things to push through. Yeah, I think I'd err towards the side of regulation still being behind. As with most industries, regulation is often slower than the practice.
The creator economy seems a tricky space to navigate. So my last question is if you had any recommendations for brands trying to harness the creator economy and influencer marketing.
Yeah, I think once I've gone through all those adverse effects and the regulations, it adds to it being a tricky space. And also just in general, it's a fleeting environment. The trends change regularly. What works changes almost daily. My advice would be hire social media experts, hire professionals who know how to work with influencers, who know how to work with creators and what works online. And on top of that, understand yourself and within your business, within your team, the latest trends in the creator economy. We go into this more in the full report. Another note on that is using effective content planning and content editing tools. There's a lot of companies we identify as being at the cutting edge of creating content. And finally, I think there's this advice that's a bit more tricky to pin down, but that's cultivating an authentic relationship with your viewers. They are your potential consumers. No matter what sector you're in, you could be talking directly to future partners and to future customers. And so partner with the right influencers, doing research on which influencers match your brand, and using the breadth of data analytics tool to understand your viewers. And that will further help you design the advertising strategy, design which influencers you work with, and personalize it all. It is a really tricky game, but it's one that can't be missed out on.
Thank you very much, Amna, for your insights. Thanks for listening, and from us in Thematic Intelligence, see you next time.